Bonsoir. Joyeuse fête des pères. Happy Father's Day. Convoqué par le chancelier, par le recteur et vice-chancelier et par le Sénat de l'Université, la Faculté des sciences sociales de l'Université d'Ottawa est ici réunie pour la collation des grades. Summoned by the Chancellor, by the President and Vice-Chancellor, and by the Senate of the University, the Faculty of Social Sciences of the University of Ottawa has now assembled in convocation. Que tous les candidats et candidates veuillent bien se lever. Members of the graduating class will now rise. Monsieur le recteur et vice-chancelier, j'ai maintenant l'honneur et le privilège de vous présenter les finissantes et finissants et de vous prier de leur conférer collectivement les grades obtenus par chacun individuellement et sanctionnés par le Sénat de l'Université d'Ottawa. President and Vice-Chancellor, it is now my duty and privilege to present to you the graduates and to request you to confer upon them the degrees for which individually they have qualified and to which the Senate of the University of Ottawa has given its assent.
En tant que recteur de l'Université d'Ottawa, université dont le campus principal est construit sur le territoire ancestral du peuple algonquin, en vertu des pouvoirs qui me sont dévolus, je vous confère les grades que vous avez obtenus en satisfaisant aux exigences du Sénat, avec le titre et tous les honneurs, droits et privilèges afférents. As President of the University of Ottawa, a university whose main campus is built upon the ancestral lands of the Algonquin people, by authority of the powers vested in me, I do hereby confer upon you the degrees to which you have demonstrated your entitlement to the satisfaction of the Senate, with such title, honor, rights, and privileges that are proper to them. Congratulations. Please be seated. Membres du bureau des gouverneurs de l'Université d'Ottawa, membres du Sénat, vice-recteurs, vice-rectrices, professeurs, doyens, doyennes, distingués invités, y compris Lloyd Axworthy, notre invité d'honneur ce soir, parents, familles, amis, et surtout la raison pour notre présence ici ce soir, membres de la promotion 2016 de la Faculté des sciences sociales de l'Université d'Ottawa. I first must congratulate you on finding your way into this hall tonight. With all the construction, it's not easy, but it's sort of your last examination, and you've all done very well. Mais laissez-moi commencer avec mes chaleureuses félicitations à tous les membres de la promotion 2016. Félicitations pour tout ce que vous avez accompli. Sachez que votre université est très fière de vous. Si fière qu'après aujourd'hui, nous allons prendre tout le crédit pour vos succès futurs. Merci. I know that it took years of focused effort to earn your place in this hall tonight, but as hard as you worked, you did not get here entirely on your own. You know, as I do, that family and friends played an important role in supporting you along the way. Et vos proches, vos amis, vos mentors sont ici ce soir, et c'est pour eux aussi une journée importante. Il faut exprimer nos remerciements collectifs pour tout ce qu'ils ont fait pour rendre cette journée possible. So I suggest that you stand and turn and face them and express your thanks for everything they've done to make this day possible. Shall we do that? Thank you all. Merci. Oui, c'est bien mérité. And they go all the way up there tonight, don't they? Et n'oublions pas vos professeurs et les membres du personnel de l'université qui ont constamment cherché à vous donner le meilleur d'eux-mêmes. I think we have to thank your professors as well. So would you stand, please, and express your gratitude to the scholars on the stage. And now I'm trying to think of another reason to get you to stand up, as I'm consumed by the power of that thing. I guess I'll let it go. You and I have some things in common. First of all, I too am a graduate of the University of Ottawa. I once sat where you are sitting. I once thought, as you are thinking, when is this guy going to wind up his speech so we can move on with the ceremony? We've got some celebrating to do. Oh, yes, see? Very rude, but very honest. So, je suis pleinement conscient du fait que c'est un privilège, monsieur, et je dois utiliser ce privilège judicieusement. Alors, I'll be careful not to abuse the privilege, but there are a couple of things I do want to say. Nous avons autre chose en commun, vous et moi. Nous quittons l'université en même temps. Pour vous, ce soir, c'est la fin. Pour moi, je vais laisser tomber mon poste à la fin du mois, d'ici quelques jours, parce que mon mandat tire à sa fin le 30 juin. Vous allez recevoir vos diplômes ce soir, mais j'ai aussi reçu une espèce de formation au cours des années récentes comme recteur de l'université. In my case, it was 8 years of experiential learning. Most of you concluded your studies in a much shorter time. Obviously, some people learn faster than others. I'm going to find out what you studied when we call your name. But what about me? What did I learn in my years at university? Well, for one thing, I've learned that we have good reason to be optimistic about the future. It's in the hands of a new generation that is well prepared to meet it with all of its peril and its promise. Et pourquoi être si optimiste et si confiant dans votre génération? Tout d'abord, je connais la qualité de votre formation et des programmes que vous avez suivis, que ce soit sciences politiques, sciences économiques, administration publique. Je sais à quel point vos professeurs vous ont bien préparé pour les défis devant vous, devant nous en fait. Et enfin, je sais à quel point vous avez travaillé fort pour maîtriser vos sujets et vous rendre ici. But there's more. Yours is the most aware and involved generation in history. In a world that so badly and so obviously needs to embrace pluralism, you have literally grown up with diversity. You have worked and played and studied with colleagues from around the world. You have now spent years on a campus that carries on in 2 official languages. So you connect easily across cultures. and you can readily see through the eyes of others, which is an essential quality if we're to make this a peaceful world. A remarkable number of you have either volunteered your time or learned through community service. You've already set the pattern in your lives of giving back. And so you have acquired knowledge, yes, but also the qualities and the values that equip you to put that education to use to make this a better world. Alors, bref, vu d'ici, l'avenir s'annonce très prometteur. Nous tous ici sur la scène, nous sommes impatients de voir ce que vous ferez pour améliorer le monde. It's important that you know that you leave here today with our admiration and our very best wishes. Congratulations again. Juste deux autres choses brièvement avant de quitter, monsieur, pas longue. La collation des grades est également pour nous une occasion privilégiée de reconnaître une personnalité marquante en lui conférant un doctorat honorifique. When we confer an honorary doctorate at these ceremonies, we're really making a statement to our graduates and to the world about the traits of character, about the kinds of achievements, about the personal qualities that we most admire. Ce soir, nous honorons l'honorable Lloyd Axworthy, dont le bilan de service public est vraiment extraordinaire. Lloyd sera présenté plus en détail par le doyen Marcel Marette d'ici quelques minutes, mais pour le moment, je voudrais simplement souligner à quel point nous sommes ravis de l'avoir parmi nous ici ce soir. Lloyd Axworthy spent 25 years in elected office. He was a member of Pierre Trudeau's cabinet as Minister of Immigration. But it was in Jean Chrétien's cabinet in the 90s that he left an indelible mark. During his term in office, Canada actually won election to the Security Council of the United Nations. And one of the reasons for that is that Canada presented a clear platform, some well-defined ideas as to what we wanted to achieve as an elected member of the Security Council. Lloyd called it the Human Security Agenda. And it was all about putting the value on human beings rather than governments, people rather than buildings or structures. And it included a bundle of priorities for which Canada became well known, including the protection of civilians in armed conflict, the prevention of exploitation of children through such things as child soldiers, involving women in peace and security, the responsibility to protect populations from genocide. Lloyd was instrumental in the creation of the International Criminal Court, and his efforts over many months resulted in the signing of the Ottawa Treaty banning anti-personnel landmines. On pourrait penser qu'après 25 ans de vie politique et plusieurs postes en vue au sein du cabinet, il déciderait de se reposer. But instead, he became president of a university, which is not exactly the most restful thing in the world. For 10 years, he was the president of the University of Winnipeg. And in that post, he opened up the institution to the Aboriginal population. And Winnipeg is one of the cities in the country with the highest proportions of Aboriginal population. And he made the university and its programs accessible to the Aboriginal population through a variety of effective means. And he transformed downtown Winnipeg in the process by making the university a constructive part of the community and weaving the two together. In any event, nous sommes très heureux que vous soyez ici ce soir, Lloyd. And I can tell you that we're honored that you've agreed to accept the distinction that we will gratefully bestow tonight. Thank you for being part of this evening. Bravo. And then the last thing I want to say is that we have, there's a long-standing tradition at the University of Ottawa. It goes back 2 years now. It's to involve a member of your graduating class in the ceremonies. We have a major de promotion, sort of a valedictorian, quelqu'un qui va parler. Et maintenant, je voudrais inviter Marcel Mérette à présenter le major de la promotion pour ce soir, Philip Spencer. Monsieur le doyen.
Il me fait grand plaisir de vous présenter notre major de promotion ce soir, Philip Spencer. Philip is a brilliant student, but very much also involved within his community. He was president of the associations of students in economics. He has participated in the undergraduate research opportunity program. He did a co-op internships program in Africa. Depuis, il a aussi participé au cours de simulation des Nations Unies. Et depuis récemment, il a travaillé au bureau régional de la Banque mondiale à Beyrouth. Il travaille actuellement au Ghana. Et en fait, il est venu directement du Ghana pour la collation des grades. Alors, il travaille au Ghana pour le Poverty Action Lab, qui est dirigé par nul autre que Esther Duflo de MIT. So please welcome Philip Spencer.
Monsieur le recteur, monsieur le doyen, chers professeurs, chers étudiants, invités distingués, friends, we made it. We are the class of 2016. We clean up nice, eh? Tonight, we are here to celebrate what we have accomplished. Nous sommes ici pour célébrer nos réalisations des dernières années. Nous avons gardé le cap. Nous avons franchi tous les obstacles sur notre route. Les manques de sommet, les dissertations interminables et les examens qui nous ont forcés à nous dépenser. Nous avons raison d'être fiers de ce que nous avons accompli. Today, I would like to speak to you about 3 things. Our privilege as graduates of this fine institution, our ability to step outside our comfort zone, and our collective responsibility to serve others. Very soon, each one of us will walk across the stage with our heads held high and our shoulders back, and we will receive a piece of paper with our name on it. Now, there may only be one name on our diploma, but may we always remember all the names of the other people that made this achievement possible. From our supportive family members to our friends who worked tirelessly by our side, to the mentors on campus who brought out the best in us. Thank you. I am forever grateful to my peers on campus who taught me to be acutely aware of my privilege in this world. Sitting in this room today, wearing these black robes, reminds us of the privilege we have had to receive this education. Now, on campus, one may have responded to this revelation by reminding friends about our unsustainable consumption of paper cups and water bottles, or by championing "no means no" to break down the culture of rape on our campus. We have learned that the realization of one's privilege should not bring about a sense of paralysis, but rather a sense of urgency. An urgency to work in solidarity with those who are oppressed and to work tirelessly for a more just and equitable world. C'est un chapitre de nos vies qui s'y termine, et je suis certain que la majorité d'entre nous envisage l'avenir avec un peu de certitude et la peur de l'inconnu. Mais cela ne doit pas nous arrêter. C'est maintenant le temps de foncer et de quitter notre zone de confort. Now, I won't sugarcoat it. Life outside our comfort zone can be scary. it can be lonely, and at times it can feel unbearable. But outside our comfort zone is where we truly learn what skills we have to offer this world. We learn what we really need to survive and what it takes to overcome our fears. The fear of failure should not prevent us from taking action, because, as the witty and wise Canadian author Margaret Atwood once said, "If I waited for perfection, I would never write a word." Even if we avoided the world outside the university bubble, the days ahead demand us not to wait. They demand we take action. Si vous avez passé la dernière année à étudier l'espagnol et la pratique du stortis de l'extraction de ressources naturelles, prendre une allée simple, une direction de l'Amérique du Sud et participer à un mouvement populaire de la protection de l'environnement. Si vous êtes ébranlé chaque fois que Radio-Canada diffuse un reportage sur une crise de l'eau potable dans une réserve autochtone, ajoutez votre voix à celle de nos frères et nos sœurs dans le corridor du Parlement. Our education in the social sciences taught us that there are no shortage of social injustices in this world. From growing economic inequality to the devastation of war, university often writes a seemingly endless list of insurmountable issues for humanity to overcome. As social scientists, our greatest challenge is to enable as many people as possible to climb one step further up the mountain of life. If we can work to break down the barriers that keep others from climbing, imagine the impact of fresher air and expanded horizons can have on us all. For it is only possible to fully enjoy the beautiful view in the company of others. I can assure you that the pursuit of something beyond ourselves is far greater than the pursuit of something only for ourselves. Class of 2016, there is much to celebrate, for we overcame. Let us continue to climb together. Félicitations, congratulations. Now let us take a moment to reflect on the past year with a short video.
D'abord, merci Philippe pour vos discours. C'était excellent. Je pense que vous incarnez l'esprit de la promotion 2016, enthousiaste, plein d'énergie et très optimiste pour l'avenir. It was terrific. It's not easy to get up here and deliver a speech like that. Thank you very much. It was very good. I now propose to address the candidates for the doctoral degree. L'attribution du doctorat, le grade le plus élevé que confère l'université, est soumise à des conditions rigoureuses qui exigent des candidats des qualités intellectuelles de haute valeur. The conferring of the doctorate, the highest degree granted by the university, is based upon exacting conditions that require on the part of candidates qualities of the highest intellectual order. Je prie maintenant Marcel Mérette, doyen de la Faculté des sciences sociales, de vous inviter individuellement à monter sur la scène afin qu'accompagné de votre directeur ou directrice de thèse, vous puissiez recevoir votre diplôme et votre épitaphe. I now request the Dean of the Faculty of Social Sciences, Marcel Meret, to call you forward so that, accompanied by your thesis supervisor or a delegate, you may receive your diploma and your doctoral hood. Congratulations.
Doctorate in Philosophy, Public Administration, Mohammed Ad Saleh. Doctorate in Philosophy, Public Administration, Sarah Mitchell. Doctorate in Philosophy, Economics, Amagan Raimi. Doctorate in Philosophy, Political Science, Lavina Elari. J'aimerais mentionner that the student also receive a second degree. Cet étudiant reçoit aussi un deuxième diplôme et aussi reçoit un troisième diplôme, m'a-t-on dit. Wow. Well, congratulations. Doctorat en philosophie, sciences politiques, Stéphanie Chouinard. Doctorat en philosophie, sciences politiques, Frédéric Julien. Doctorate in Philosophy, Political Science, Rosalind Radatz. Voilà ce qui complète la remise des diplômes de doctorat. Let's give them a round of applause. I would now like to introduce the recipient of our honorary doctorate, the Honorable Lloyd Axworthy. How to describe the career of a man whose dedication to others is so multifaceted? His exemplary service to Canada in the realms of politics, international affairs, and academia is characterized by a deep sense of commitment to making the world better, and especially for the less fortunate. Un des thèmes clés de son mandat de recteur et vice-chancelier de l'Université de Winnipeg a été d'accroître les possibilités de formation postsecondaire pour les personnes défavorisées. Il a non seulement représenté fidèlement ses électeurs et toute la population canadienne à la Chambre des communes, mais il a aussi œuvré sur la scène internationale avec grâce, efficacité et initiative, que ce soit pour interdire les mines antipersonnelles, traduire les criminels de guerre en justice ou pour encourager un sentiment de responsabilité partagé parmi la population. Le Canada ne pourrait rêver de meilleurs ambassadeurs et nous, d'un meilleur modèle pour nos diplômés qui s'apprêtent à se tailler une place dans le monde. Please, let's see a video together.
The common thread that runs through the Honourable Lloyd Axworthy's lengthy career in politics, international affairs and academia is his commitment to defending the rights of marginalized individuals, children, Indigenous peoples, and those who inhabit war-torn countries. He graduated in 1961 with a BA from United College, now the University of Winnipeg, and received an MA and PhD from Princeton University in 1963 and 1972 respectively. In 2004, he returned to the University of Winnipeg to serve as President and Vice-Chancellor for 10 years, working to make post-secondary education more accessible to inner-city, Aboriginal, new immigrant and refugee students. Monsieur Axworthy a entamé sa carrière politique, longue de 27 années, à l'Assemblée législative du Manitoba, avant d'intégrer la Chambre des communes en 1979. Son dévouement exemplaire envers ses concitoyens lui a valu plusieurs nominations au sein du cabinet, notamment en tant que ministre des Affaires étrangères. Le leadership international de M. Axworthy atteint son sommet lorsqu'il entreprend d'instaurer la Convention d'Ottawa sur l'interdiction des mines antipersonnelles, ce qui lui vaudra d'être mis en nomination pour le prix Nobel de la paix. Ce leader invétéré dirige ensuite ses efforts vers la création de la Cour pénale internationale et l'élaboration du protocole sur les enfants soldats, efforts pour lesquels il décrochera le prix Nord-Sud du Conseil de l'Europe, l'un des plus prestigieux de sa carrière. In 2016, Lloyd Axworthy was named Companion of the Order of Canada, a promotion within the order. The citation stated, Lloyd Axworthy remains a trusted voice whose call for global citizenship is heard in Canada and abroad.
J'invite maintenant notre recteur, M. Alan Rock, à venir prononcer la formule d'attribution du doctorat honorifique.
En tant que recteur de l'Université d'Ottawa, en vertu des pouvoirs qui me sont dévolus, je vous confère le grade de docteur de l'Université avec le titre et tous les honneurs et privilèges qui s'y rattachent. As President of the University of Ottawa, By authority of the powers vested in me, I do hereby confer upon you the degree of Doctor of the University with the title, honor, and privileges that are proper to it. Congratulations.
Bonsoir à tous. C'est un grand plaisir d'être ici à partager dans la célébration très importante dans votre vie. Monsieur le recteur, honorable Alan Rock, membre de la Sénat, la faculté, membres de famille et des amis, et particulièrement les graduants pour cette année. Great honor for me to be invited to share with you tonight your singular day of achievement so far. You must wonder sometimes why universities go through this sort of dressing up in medieval gowns and occupying very expensive seats in the National Arts Center, because it's one of the rare times that the entire ensemble of the university comes together, families, friends, students, faculty, board members, and others. It is really a communal statement of celebration, good wishes, and hope that brings us all here this evening. And I had the privilege for about 10 years as a president at University of Winnipeg to watch carefully the rhythm and pattern of convocations, and I discovered the irrefutable evidence that the best speech is usually the shortest speech. I will try to live up to that scientific discovery, although the constraints that you put on somebody who has built in their DNA 27 years in politics, university presidents, and someone who just simply likes to baffle gab anyway, to keep it to 7 or 8 minutes is going to be a great show of discipline, which I hope I'm able to achieve. But I want to use this moment, this rare 2 minutes of my very short ration, to say a word of tribute to your president, Alan Rock, who I've known for years. But I want to say it has been an honor for me to be with him and be a colleague in the trade of president. I was here at his induction, watched him set off on the arduous journey of adventure and to the unknown, the unexpected, and usually the unacknowledged until the last moments of June. On the last point, as I've said many times, the university president can be compared to a caretaker in a cemetery. They have lots of people under them, but nobody listens. This is one of the rare times in which we get to hold sort of an audience for at least a short period. But what I think Alan's achievements, along with yours, along with all members of this community, is to show how a university can reach beyond, to use your valedictorian's words, the comfort zone, and do things differently, set new standards, set new thresholds, which need to be honored and recognized. Here's just a small example. A few years back, Alan called me to talk about his deep anguish and concern that as the war in Syria continued and the numbers of people in the tens of thousands were forced away from their life, from their roots, from their careers, especially those who were in higher education, who yearned and longed to be where you are tonight, but all of a sudden found it cut short by the terrible tragedy of war and insecurity and exploitation. But this was just not a rhetoric. This became a call for action. And through Alan's leadership, this university took major stands in terms of inviting students from Syria to come here and study. It has been working to set up a community outreach education program in Lebanon in the refugee camps. Now that to me is a description of what the soul of a university can really be. that it can begin to think how its abilities and capacities and facilities are not just there for those who occupy its halls and corridors, but can be set to touch the lives of many who have lost their pathway. That particular experience was also brought home to me just a short while ago when I was here at your university at a conference, and one of the administrators offered to drive me to the airport to catch my plane. And on the way, he described how he and his family had become sponsors of a Syrian family. This, by the way, we're the only country in the world that provides that kind of public sponsorship, where people from churches and neighborhoods and universities and schools can provide the reception and the support for refugees coming into Canada. And I told him, I said, I thought what a wonderful way that this was to give the newcomers a sense of bonding, a sense of understanding, working with Canadians in their own settings. He said, yes, that's true, but he said, what really was important to me and my family is that it was a way for us to give. It was a way for us to make a difference, to serve our country, to serve the community by using our talents and our skills to enable them to find a safe sanctuary. And that, by the way, is a very honorable word. Do you know that the longest and most important human right, tracing its way back into the ancient writings of the Greeks, into the Hebrew Bible, is the notion of sanctuary, the right to be protected. In parts of the Palestiniat and the Palinat, certain cities were designated as sanctuary areas. Rome, under Romulus, had under the certain parts of the city which were reserved for those who were escaping political tyranny. That tradition, that notion, that right has carried through the ages. It's become something that we recognize because perhaps the worst loss, the most miserable situation is to lose your right to be recognized with an identity as a human being, to have your roots torn up, to no longer have a right to be called a citizen, to have nowhere to turn, and that all that is familiar to, all that has worked to create a sense of attachment, belonging, is pulled from under, and you are aloof. Well, there are today 65 million displaced persons, refugees, those seeking sanction. And that's a number that's growing by leaps and bounds. The head of the United Nations High Commission on Refugees has said that this is just the beginning of a major movement in migration around the world, because not only are we still suffering the ravages and consequences of uncontrolled wars and the despotic ambitions of dangerous men, and they are men, that we are also now feeling the impacts of a climate that's changing and drying up water, shriveling crops, denying people the right to feed themselves and their families in large parts of the world, Northern Africa, Middle East, Southeast Asia, increasingly in my own region of Western Canada, where the whole water system, as we've seen in the ravages of the migration from Fort McMurray, is having something of the similar kind of experience for so many people in Canada. And here we are sort of at a period of time where we are asking questions: to what degree are we living up to that noble venture that started thousands of years ago to provide sanctuary, refuge, safety, security? Well, in the last couple of months, I've had an opportunity to be working in both Europe and the Middle East on the migration issue. And I'll tell you what I found fascinating is that in those discussions, spontaneously, without much prompting, people would say, tell us about the Canadian model. And I'd look at them and say, the Canadian model? They said, well, how is it that over the years that you've been able to construct a society, a set of rules, of institutions that enables people of great difference and variety in language and culture and outlook to get along, to live together, to find a way to express themselves in their own personal identity, but still believe in the kind of basic law and structure of the country? And the reason why they were asking, because it's not happening in many other places. We see in Europe, as the sort of impact of the refugee movement hits the European Union, which was held up as the paragon of political integration and tolerance and justice, now sort of crushing and crumbling under walls and rejects, and people being put into camps and prisons, totally denying that fundamental right that it has its traditions and its roots. So it made me wonder, and this is where I really want to address you specifically as a generation, coming together with skills in economics and political science and clearly a demonstrated commitment to putting those skills to work, not just for your own livelihood, but I don't think you take those fields unless you think there's more to give. There's an extra value that can be added. And I just give you a quick 25-cent version of Canadian history, but I went back and said, what is it that has allowed us to evolve, to become what we now are, which is a model? Well, it began with our native people in this major rock called North America. They had protection of 3 oceans until the Europeans started coming and were welcomed by the people who were here. They had an immigration policy, they didn't call it that, but they were given a welcome. And that was reciprocated in a way specifically by one of our most famous historical figures, Samuel Champlain, because he came here not as a merchant or an explorer, he came here as a humanist, part of a small sort of company of people in the northwest corner of France under Henry IV, who believed that as Europeans began to stretch their range in the other parts of the world, they had to do it based on humanist philosophy and principles. And they began to engage with our First Nations, to marry, to live with, to learn the customs of. And that itself became part of, I think, of the historical sort of sense of who we are. And just to give you a couple of quick sort of historical advances. Out of that came the Coeur de Bois, the voyageur who went to the fur trade in Western Canada, my part of the world, and developed a community called the Métis, distinctive, with an incredible sense of being a nation in their own right. And in fact, we're a nation. I don't know if the political scientists in the class know that there was, for a time, a Republic of Manitoba. It only lasted 9 months, but I mean, Manitoba, that's a long time. But that republic, under Louis Riel's leadership, developed a charter of rights that included inclusion, pluralism for women, for Native people, for Aboriginals, for people of whatever cultural identity. It was so far advanced, it was made sort of what was happening in the rest of the world sort of look like they were standing still. And that still is retained in much of the dialogue and discussion that we are having with our First Nations and Métis nations and Inuit. And then that all of a sudden led to major immigration, more Europeans coming, not always handled with a great finesse. And it also shows, by the way, what can happen when you let that kind of value and commitment get scared. In the Depression, when people were deeply worried about their survival, that's when Canada became xenophobic. That's when we wouldn't allow sort of Jews to come in through immigration, or Eastern Europeans or others. We closed our doors. But as the war brought us into a new realization, we became part of an international community, forging a convention on refugees where everybody agreed that they had to provide acceptance and reception. And then we have moved on into a period, I recall when I became the Minister of Immigration in 1980, my predecessor, Ron Atkey, who was in Joe Clark's government, took me out for lunch and said, you know, as a Minister of Immigration, you hold a hand in defining what Canada will be, because you'll determine who comes and who stays out. And the admonition, the advice was, immigration is about letting people in, not keeping people out. But it's not the way it's become so much around the world. We see the kind of extremism taking place in Europe where we never thought it should happen, into the beneficent neighbor to the south of us, where you can see how extremism is also leading to violence. The example of a young woman, a member of Parliament in the British Parliament, killed by a constituent because of her beliefs, just shows how once you let the reins go, once you stop working hard at putting in place the rule of law and a sense of probity and a respect for others, then it begins to erode. And so that's what I turn to you to say, I hope the very short cereal box type history I've given you, which I think we can provide with a little more backup, is a demonstration how generation after generation has been able to layer increasingly systems of commitments, ending up in our Charter of Rights and Freedoms that was passed in 1983, which sets out legally a whole set of prescriptions and objectives and rights of freedoms for groups and not just individuals, which was a standard, a gold standard for the rest of the world and still is. And all of that, we have created a generation, your generation, and for those of you who have come from other countries, to share in that, about how the right of people to follow their own identity and their own sense of who they are is not to be interfered with as long as they are prepared to accept the basic rules by which the community and the society makes itself work. There's a wonderful chapter in the Old Testament of Deuteronomy. I saw somebody getting a degree in religious studies. It's called Justice, Justice You Must Pursue. That's not a rhetorical trick. It's based on the fact that the proper interpretation is that justice is to be pursued by each and every one of us, each in our own way. That part of who we are in terms of our human scope is to find the pathways in which we can make things a little right and fair and equal for other people. And we're now at a point where your generation, is now going to have to follow on that pathway to create the footsteps that have gone before to help build this model. Because the biggest test that we have is not just refurbishing it and building it in our own country, is how do we export it? How do we make it something that speaks to the rest of the world, that helps guide in a broader governance internationally so that people from all places can be allocated? We know that in the next year or two, there will be a demand for another 1 million refugees to be settled around the world. Well, we take great pride. Our government, Mr. Trudeau said that pluralism is going to be our standard in our international affairs. And he's right. 25,000 refugees were admitted. But it's going to be you. And your generation said, are we prepared to take 100? Are we prepared to up the ante to allow even more places and more spots, even though that puts pressure on our taxes and our institutions? But in the meantime, we will know that we'll not only be giving a helping hand to those desperately in need, but we'll also be doing a great service to ourselves and what we're able to do in our own individual, plural way of serving justice. What a credible set of choices to make with the talents and the skills and the values and the commitments that you have learned at this institution, which has so much led the way in those kinds of initiatives. What a chance and choice you have to put it really to work on a wider stage, to really look at how we globally collaborate to make sure that people are not left adrift, not left sort of unrecognized, and given the place that they belong. If we don't do it, we'll pay a price. I'm not here to be a Cassandra. But if we do it right, then we begin to create a very different kind of world to live in. Charles Taylor, the great Canadian philosopher, wrote, "Our age makes higher demands of solidarity and benevolence on people today than ever before. Never before have people been asked to stretch out so far and so consistently, so systematically, as a matter of course, to the stranger outside the gates." See what you can do to open those gates for those strangers. Thank you very much.
Merci, Lloyd, pour vos remarques éloquentes et inspirantes. You identified principles that must govern our immigration policy, our attitudes toward the world, and challenged us all to be worthy of them. Thank you for being here and making it such a special evening. Merci. I propose now to address candidates for graduate diplomas and master's degrees. L'obtention de la maîtrise témoigne du haut niveau de compétences que les candidats et les candidates ont atteintes dans une discipline. The conferring of a master's degree signifies that a candidate has achieved a high level of knowledge in his or her discipline. Je demande maintenant qu'on invite à s'avancer ceux et celles qui ont mérité le grade de maîtrise. I now request that candidates entitled to receive a master's degree be called forward. Congratulations.
Graduate Diploma, Public Management and Governance, Cara Arsenault. Administration publique, Joël Dupuis. Caroline Flocary. Nicolas Franqueur. Alexandra Beatrix Harris. Alain Lunga Chimanga. Jennifer Canman Liu. Tashneen Fatima Maawani. Olivia Waterman. Cynthia Aramburu. Michael Arsenault. Shanice Burnett. Public International Affairs, Robert T. Burrows. Kelly Dawn Claren. Kelsey Ann Como. Michael Dubois. Jean-Denis Dufour. Adina Green. Anastasia Kiseleva. Liane Lafrance. Van Leduc. Andrew Mirveld. Adam Joshua Moscow. Nelly Nays. Abimbola Olandré Oiseau. Vanessa Pierre. Yolanda Rivas Celis. Pamela Ibanobo Tomjak. Economics, Christopher Bazos. Mohamed Salim Ben Saf. Howard Bilodeau. Nei Chouiri. Damilola Daramola. Pang Dong. Corey Dufort. Camille André Farrell. Stephen Jin. Hulong Hu. Yen Huang. Mohammed Cameron Islam. Yinan Li. Yitian Liu. Aneta Nwakoska Besada. Drew Penner. Jacob Rattray. Jacob Schultz. Bek Sultan Shayak Ekmetov. Yiwang Wang. Wanzuo Zhao. Manru Zhu. Alex Binette Roy. Maîtrise sciences politiques. Sarah Dion Marquis. Kayleigh Dover. Brittany Vongdara. Ils sont quoi? Il y en a une couple d'autres qui arrivent en master. OK, on va attendre. Technologie. Sheena Michal Massoud. Catalano Andy. Voici ce qui complète la remise des certificats d'études supérieures, des diplômes d'études supérieures et de maîtrise. Let's give them a round of applause.
Je demande maintenant qu'on invite à s'avancer ceux et celles qui ont mérité le grade de baccalauréat ou une grade professionnelle. I request that the candidates entitled to receive a baccalaureate or a professional degree be called forward. Congratulations.
Alors, je profite de l'occasion pour vous dire que tous les membres de la faculté des sciences sociales, professeurs, membres du personnel, sont vraiment très fiers de vous. And I have in front of me a long list of names, family names, given names, all beautiful, fantastic, thanks to your parents. I did my homework, but I might mispronounce some of your names, right? Please don't take it personally, right? We're still proud of you and we still love you. Amanda Achakun. Tolulupe Olufunula Akin Johnson. Shahryar Ansari. Alexander Bovkov. Myriam Bouchentouf. Stéphanie Castro. Kyle Charon. Jerry Chen. Jepte Cherry. Emma Oriz Como. Sophia Cyril. Adja Saoudou Diallo. Where is Douale? Ignato Laurel Gala. Deidria Alexis Gordon. Jonah Baden Gowens. Kelsey Manon Gravel. Jordan Jamal Henry. Cajun Hu. Kaisha Jean-Charles. Leslie Brenda Pacha. William Zachary Lafosse. Jonathan Lannes. Catherine Laporte. Chentown Sébastien La Rochelle. Yiren Li. Shenki Luo. Devon Timon Multamaki. Devon Nguyen Lu. Kevin Garrick Osborne. Ruth Ama Poma. Taylor Patrick Ryan. Dunia Sherifa Samira Savadogo. Dawashi. Patrick Stephen Thompson. Tasheli Kayembe. Paisy Wang. Paula Fernanda Wittenberg Perez. Zhongjun Shu. Shensi Yang. Yuan Zhang. Dylan Ann Winkle. Jenny Bascour, magna cum laude. Kim Berlinguette. Emmanuel Concepcion Rivero. Ariel Ellis, cum laude. Christian Irwa. Connor Kelly Hoff. Catherine Yakubchuk. Joaquina Lavris. Ayan Mohamed Ahmed, cum laude. Rachel Notta, magna cum laude. Kadra Ali Adam. Cynthia Biloulou. Henry Chu. Francis Cléroux, cum laude. Jennifer Côté Deschamps. Rebecca Donné. Marie-Pierre Fortin, magna cum laude. Oumin Gangani. C.U. Hay, magna cum laude. Esther Henry. Joël Cuisera. Jean-Michel Paul Major, magna cum laude. Mariana Merej. Hélène Michael. Chamaka Morego. Elva Muserengue. Robin Francis Pack, cum laude. Cassandra Pierre. Christina Margarita Portal Avelar. Trevor Sean Thomas Shull, summa cum laude. Elizabeth Sharp. Emily Sonego, magna cum laude. Arthur Mackenzie Tommy. Jean-Philippe Tremblay, summa cum laude. Reem Zedan. Soumaya Ben Ali. Christopher Bourne. Krista Jeanne Boutin-Miller. J. Greg Payette, cum laude. Gillian Fernandez. Joshua Evan Mize Drisbeck, cum laude. Catherine Mackenzie Johnson, cum laude. Karine Levac, cum laude. Nivian Robbie Shualim, cum laude. Vignes Markundu, cum laude. Catherine McCarran, magna cum laude. Seamus O'Brien, cum laude. Ali Khan Rahim, magna cum laude. Zubin Sanyal, cum laude. Simon Seyum, magna cum laude. Rashid Timbila. Fatoma Aden, cum laude. John Paul Henry Egishi. Alana Rachel Ali. Caroline Godin, summa cum laude. Claire Lynn. Gloria Mukonkole, cum laude. Cerise Ross, cum laude. Nisengwe Ella Ruzibiza. Kuang Ano Ngo Nelianel Yao, cum laude. Kafi Adi Rashid, magna cum laude. Stephanie Rose Alici. Maria Monica Atienza, cum laude. Natasha Rachel Bazinski. Frédéric Bergeron, summa cum laude. Sarah Blanqui, magna cum laude. Tyler Boyce, magna cum laude. Angelo Burundi. Sheila Crozier, cum laude. Liana Cummins, magna cum laude. Félicité Maria Dical, magna cum laude. Mélanie Marie Dorion. Olivia Dubaz, magna cum laude. Alexandra Dufour, summa cum laude. Dominique Dufour. Michaela Erin Marie Dunlop. Laura Fian. Jessica Fish. Marianne Fizelli. Sultan Géris, cum laude. Roxandra George, summa cum laude. Michel Henry. Victoria Susanna Ollen. Rose Martin Jason. Alexandra Faith Jensen, magna cum laude. Graziella Marlène Aoufa Kodo, magna cum laude. Mirna Jamila Konate. Camille Lafontaine, magna cum laude. Alexandra Ava Bashikado McGee, cum laude. Alexa Matergio. Muriel Alus Mayulu Otungu. Erin Elizabeth McCready, magna cum laude. Nicholas McKnight, cum laude. Chelsea McManus, summa cum laude. Janine Naimana, cum laude. Sarah Michelle Naylor. Maxime Patry Lavigne, cum laude. Chiaria Prudhomme, cum laude. Nora Harper Rankin. Cassandra Richards, summa cum laude. Ashley Frances Robertson. Catherine Ruel Saint-Louis, summa cum laude. Aidin Sabotic, magna cum laude. Kaylee Taplin, cum laude. Claudia Vergara, magna cum laude. Mirna Vukishevich. Erin Wilkinson. Emily York, cum laude. Alsa Ali, magna cum laude. Rim Shoba. Elizabeth Dent, cum laude. Marie Duménil Renaud, cum laude. Geneviève Gonneau. Erika Graft. Molly Jane Graham, magna cum laude. Alexandra Kauku Boulomé, cum laude. Kyle Patrick Larkin. Nikolina Latkovitz, magna cum laude. Sarah Marshall, magna cum laude. Anna Linnea Metcalf, cum laude. Grace Maskulski, magna cum laude. Holly Adriana Moreno. Catherine Morin-Ricard. Tracy Nafulu. Maude Nantel, summa cum laude. Elizabeth Claire O'Brien, cum laude. Simone Poix, summa cum laude. Maryse Péché-Bénard, cum laude. Michelle Lindsay Rendell, magna cum laude. Vanessa Richard, cum laude. Kimberly Amanda Rushiti, magna cum laude. Marianne Sarr, summa cum laude. Malak Seoudi, cum laude. Marius Varlan, cum laude. Catherine Dormin Yurgoro, cum laude. Kelsey Elaine Young. Ayman Aman Abader. Akari Uri, cum laude. Ghislain Bruno. Tiania Dou. Tyler James Edgar. Avery Elizabeth Hughes. Summa cum laude. Margaret Joseph Isaka, magna cum laude. Yedi Jin. Julien Lambert. Yifan Luo. Eric McCauley, magna cum laude. Stephanie McLeod, cum laude. Aaron Seguin. Tamara Shaiko, cum laude. Jean-Philippe Sirois, cum laude. Philip John Spencer, magna cum laude. James Uguioni, summa cum laude. Xiaohan Yu. Zire Yu. Florian Ilham Amega. Alexandra Ariste, cum laude. Jason Bekadam. Marianne Benichou. Hendrik Daly. Mélissa Thérèse Drouin. Ziki Guo. Elizabeth Harris. Ijaj Kombiouye. Jacob McFarlane. Seyem Reza. Michael Zwinson. Noshin Fatima Vigio. Dennis Neves Bibai, magna cum laude. Aaron Deep Shahal, summa cum laude. Daniel Fong, magna cum laude. Mathieu Glemet, cum laude. Bunzwe Intavong, cum laude. Iriana Murdoch Fike, cum laude. Natasha Pamaya. Elisabeth Elena Radke. Yasser Jamil Rana. Julia Wagner Riddle, magna cum laude. Mohamed Reza Arash, summa cum laude. Audrey Bergeron, cum laude. Yumela FM Bayati, magna cum laude. Joël Boisvert, cum laude. Taylor Thomas William Brown. Caitlin Jessica Ann Carr. Jennifer Caruso, summa cum laude. Jocelyn Michelle Coulibaly. Sophie Anton Edmond Dadou, magna cum laude. Mathieu Genet. Farida Elmi, cum laude. Jamika Georges Petit, summa cum laude. Mary Christine Courtney, cum laude. Wolf Lafargue. Beth Judy Grace Lynch. Catherine Ma, summa cum laude. Danica McLellan, cum laude. Paul Michael Nevis. Barbara Nzigiwe. Jade Roberts Carton. Veronica Rudick. Alexander Saint-Jacques, cum laude. Suel Andrew Saliba, cum laude. Laura Chanissi, cum laude. Benjamin Sparks, magna cum laude. Cassandra Stephen. Catherine Treyu, cum laude. Ryan Wilcox, magna cum laude. Catherine Zieba, cum laude. Yasmin Atif, cum laude. Rian Awada. Sarah Irene Badelé Girard, magna cum laude. Céline Marie Béchard, cum laude. Bertrand Belzor, cum laude. German Baroni. Paola Salomé Bernal Quintero. Dominique Jacqueline Chef. Silasi Dodemoshe. Yasmin El-Giri, cum laude. Jimmy Oregano Ma, summa cum laude. Krista Fontaine. Philip Andrew German. Michel Hogan, magna cum laude. Nahid Oussani. Rebecca Hussein. Paige Ladouceur, cum laude. Kathleen McFarlane, cum laude. Kyle McLeod. Césia Morales. Geneviève Morin-Besançon, cum laude. Zachary Morpah, cum laude. Tahir Denise Ozdemir. Emily Nicole Palmer. Gregory Parkinson. Cameron Michael Rivington, summa cum laude. Danielle Rogers, cum laude. In Rueda. Cecilia Marcela Ruiz Lujan. Robert Saint-Aubin, summa cum laude. Johanna Santoso, cum laude. Arthur Percy Sherwood, cum laude. Douglas Gordon Spencer, cum laude. Vlad Strafaloga. Emily Tibier. Melanie Toumi. Evlani Viramale. Michael Brendan Walton, cum laude. Aaron Chender Ward. Jacob Weymouth, magna cum laude. Justin Chantia Allen. Dieudonné Bizimana, cum laude. Alexander Christian Betcher, cum laude. Marcel Anne Fletcher. Arita Adityo Balajobi. Patrick Harrison, cum laude. Victor Olakov, magna cum laude. Ariel Homewood Bramwell, magna cum laude. Grace Batisi Caramera, cum laude. Tess Yoon Kim, magna cum laude. Catherine Lemieux, cum laude. Martin Lovey. Emily McDonald, summa cum laude. Manuka Otis. Cameron Glenn Pearson, magna cum laude. Basma Sahad, cum laude. Marianne Shore. Stefania Sotelo Gonzalez, cum laude. Carson William Stoddart, magna cum laude. Nasra Yassin Weiss. Karen Allison Williams, summa cum laude. Georgia Witherspoon, cum laude. Vous avez eu la chance de voir monter sur scène tous les diplômés de la faculté sociale. Let's give them a round of applause.
Alors, écoutez, je pense que votre doyen mérite aussi une très bonne main d'applaudissements. Hein? Avant de clore la cérémonie, j'ai le grand plaisir de prendre cette occasion pour souligner le leadership exceptionnel de M. Alan Rock, notre recteur et vice-chancelier qui, comme vous l'avez entendu, va terminer son mandat après 8 années exceptionnelles de leadership à l'université le 30 juin 2016. I would like to join my colleagues to thank Mr. Alan Rock, President and Vice-Chancellor, who will end his term at the end of June after 8 exceptional years leading the University of Ottawa. Thank you very much. La cérémonie de la collation des grades étant maintenant terminée, il m'appartient de déclarer cette séance close. The business for which convocation was called having been discharged, it is now my duty to declare the ceremony closed. Vous êtes priés de demeurer à vos places jusqu'à ce que le cortège universitaire ait quitté la salle. You are kindly requested to remain at your seats until the academic procession has left the hall. Bonne célébration, happy celebrations.